In the previous few videos, I actually showed you a few examples of supply and demand trading with indices and treasuries. And in this video, I actually want to show you an example with supply demand zones with the currency pair. And for this reason, I'm gonna take the US dollar Canadian dollar. You can see on this chart we have the daily chart of the US dollar Canadian dollar, and I'm actually going to walk you through a few examples here. So if you bear with me, I will I will try to get those zones straight for you. So okay, the first zone I'm seeing on this chart is or the first cluster, so to speak. You can see it it definitely um, it definitely ticks all the boxes for one of our patterns discussed in the trading manual. You have an uptrend, then you have forming a base, then you have a reversal. So basically, you can see those 4 or 5 candles. This cluster formed a supply zone, after which you had this very sharp move to the downside, and then you had another cluster, and then you have the price going lower at the moment. So that's one zone. Then let's go back in time and then try to find another similar cluster. We have another one here which is not as strong as the one that I've just shown you, but it's still a valid one. So you can see the price is forming another cluster here. Then you have a very sharp move to the downside, and then you had a retest of this supply zone, and here you have this bearish engulfing pattern which led to further selling, and actually the price is not really, it's range trading. There is no clearly defined trend, and that's mostly due to the fact that actually the price is looking for possibly a continuation. And actually I can see the reason why price didn't sell sharply. First we have this little cluster, after which you can see the price shot up quite significantly to the upside, this first one, and then you had a second smaller consolidation area here, or actually indeed bigger, which led to the majority of the market participants waiting for the price to actually revisit this zone, and then they were waiting for some sort of a price action signal and confirmation around the middle or the lower boundary of this level, so they can continue the uptrend, which actually occurred. First, there was one confirmation here in the upper boundary of this demand level. There was a bullish engulfing pattern which led to a bit of a hike, and then you saw the price going down to the middle of the trading range, or this demand area, and you had this tiny inside bar which was followed by quite a few bullish candles, and then as you can see there was a retest here by this bullish engulfing pattern, and then another bearish rejection candle here, and then after that you had the price actually reaching to the next level right here, which is the top of the chart, and a very strong supply zone, judging by those very sharp and strong bearish candles. So if we go further back in time, and this is actually the first time I'm looking at this chart. I haven't done any preparation before, but as you can see, it's not that hard to find those zones or those clusters. So basically you have another one here, after which you can see the price jumped very sharply to the upside. First this bullish engulfing candle, and then the price actually hesitated for a bit, forming another minor demand area here, which was later confirmed by this area which I marked earlier on, and then the price actually bounced to the upside. Let's go back in time. a bit more, and you can see those type of patterns, they're quite repetitive, guys. So after a bit of practice you will be great on your own. And just before I share my my trading strategy, you'll be able to spot those patterns by yourselves. Here you have this cluster again. You have this downtrend, then a base is forming, and then a reversal. And you can see here you have a couple of like first a bullish engulfing pattern, then a bearish rejection, a couple of bearish rejection candles, and then you had this uptrend. And here you have another minor demand area. You can spot it very easily on this chart. And you can see lots of those demand and supply zones. They're actually coinciding with the other ones. It's if you just extrapolate those levels to the right of the chart, you're gonna see that there is actually quite a lot of coincidences and places on the chart where these levels are actually coinciding with future supply and demand zones. And if we go back in time, let me just scroll back so we can see if we can find other areas like that. Okay, have a bit of a setting here, but again you can see there are actually quite a few of those supply levels. Here you have a downtrend. You have this initially it started from here. So this is our first supply zone, after which you have a couple more on the downtrend. So you have a typical pattern, which is the downtrend base, continuation of the downtrend. Here you have an example of that, very clear example of that. And then there is another one here, and all of those zones actually have very strong price action after the breakout again here. And it's interesting to know after you know how to actually pinpoint those areas, how to trade those levels. And I'm going to actually finish this video right here before I continue with the next one, in which I'll show you how I'm actually looking at those levels, what I'm looking for in terms of price action, and how am I trading those levels.